morning, everyone. Welcome to the morning tea. I'm your girl, Alex Schiffman, and joining me is my wonderful co-host, Courtney Revolution. What's going on, Courtney? Happy Thick Thursday.
Good morning. Happy Thick Thursday, Alex. Good morning to the D Drop. I am Courtney Revolution. I almost said Courtney the Revolution, like Megan Thee Stallion, yes. But I didn't. I'm doing good. How you doing, girl?
I am Alex the Schiffman, and you are Courtney the Revolution. Trademarked today. I'm doing well. You know, Thursday is always a great day because it's Friday Junior. So I'm peeking over onto the weekend, and I'm ready to spill some good tea. This docket is thick. We're talking about some, serious allegations, some pranks. It's a good show today, Courtney.
Listen, obviously, Alex, I have seen the script. So I just want to let you know, T5, that Alex, she ain't no liar. All right. This show is going to be it today because we got the tea today. As y'all have seen that thumbnail, we're going to get into that juice. So get ready to sip.
Yes, we got a lot of tea. Last night, I caught up on my Real Housewives of Orange County and Salt Lake City. And Courtney, I just love these shows so much. They are the gift that keeps on giving. And every time I am surprised with the women and what they can say and do on the show. You know what I mean? It's crazy. I love this
Alex. Show. I wanted to ask you, I'm very behind on Salt Lake City just because I've been really busy doing a lot of stuff. But I wanted to ask you because you know about OC. There was not a young woman, but just a woman in general. A woman that came out recently from that franchise. What's her deal? I don't know her at all. I've never seen her or heard of her in my life. But is she good, girl? Did she bring it when she was on?
So she's happily married to a man. She just renewed her vows on the show. But at the end of this episode, the announcement was yesterday all over social media and the headlines. She is the first openly, she's a lesbian housewife and the first one. So she's breaking some barriers. But they gave a little tease that she may be in love with a female friend she has. I don't know what's going on. I think it's going to play out on the show. But yes, she did come out, Bronwyn, and I'm interested to kind of see what happens because it's a lot to kind of unpack and kind of see where her storyline goes. But it's definitely
that's interesting.
Yeah.
I didn't know that I didn't realize, it didn't dawn on me that there were no openly gay housewives. So congratulations to Miss Bronwyn, you said her name was? Girl,
yes.
That sounds real wealthy. Bronwyn. Hello, darling. It's me, and I'm here. My kids, Oliver and Bronwyn. Like I can just let me name my daughter Bronwyn, girl.
Real my gosh, Bronwyn. She really holds that name. I mean, she has so many layers to her story. She's also recently sober, there's a lot going on in her life. And she's kind of turned into one of my favorites because her life is so interesting. She also has this mother that's like this medicine woman with these colorful dreadlocks that she has in her hair. I mean, there's a lot when it comes to Bronwyn. You got to watch the show because I think you would really, really enjoy her.
Yeah, I got to check that out. I always say, Alex, that I would obviously love to be a Real Housewife, but I always think like my life is not interesting enough. Like as bad as I want it, like I just don't be doing nothing. Like y'all, T-Tribe, have you ever been like, I want to be on reality TV? You know you have to have like something interesting like in your back pocket, like a medicine woman mom with colorful dreadlocks. Like my mom is minding her business in Pennsylvania, like in a bonnet right now. Like that real life stuff, like not reality TV kind of stuff, you know?
You are Courtney the Revolution, and do not sell yourself short because you are very unique and one of a kind, and there is a lot of special things that are going on in your life. So yes, I could definitely see you doing that. But I want to shout out Sarah in the chat who says, morning, beautiful Tigress Woods and Courtney Revolution. I have a question. What's your favorite place to go where you live? I'll be in the area visiting my mom and curious what you enjoy doing. Courtney, where's your favorite place to go when you do go out of the humble abode?
Okay, so I'll give two things. I'll say if you're coming to visit and you want a delicious acai bowl that is not watery, you have to go to the Harvest Bar. That's like one of my top 3 places. That's probably like number 2. And then if you're just visiting in the area, you know what I'll recommend? If you're into Nutella and you don't want to be healthy with acai bowls, you have to go to Happy Days Cafe and get yourself a Nutella stuffed churro. They're warm, they're delicious, they're ooey, they're gooey. It's perfect.
Yes.
What about you, Alex?
I love those recommendations. Well, like you heard yesterday, Courtney, I live in Santa Monica, and there's, of course, the iconic 3rd Street where you can eat and shop and do all the things. Unfortunately, right now, with the pandemic thing going on, some of it has kind of closed down, but there still are options. And there's also Santa Monica Place, which is an extension kind of outdoor mall. So great place to bring someone that's visiting. So I would definitely check that out if you haven't already. So
can I ask you a Santa Monica question? Because I know you gotta do the rundown and stuff. But real quick, so I told you I was at Santa Monica yesterday. Would you recommend, well, not yesterday, but the day before yesterday. Would you recommend going to the pier? And the reason why I'm asking is because I was scared. Y'all know me. I'm the fear monger here out of the pair. So I was like, I ain't going down there, y'all, with my mask on.
I do not think that's a good idea at all. And I guess what I just recommended as well is probably not the best idea, but living down here, there's a lot less people around because they're being a little smarter and safe. So you can kind of like go here and there without being exposed to too many people.
Third Street is open, girl. You can go in the mall, girl. I went to All Saints the other day, not to buy anything, girl, because I'm poor. But if you I agree, it's open, so you're kind of like outside a little bit, and then you go inside with your mask on.
Exactly. Keep your mask on, but you can stay safe and kind of keep your distance from people and still have a nice time with your mom. So hope we gave you some good recs, Sarah. Let me tell you what we have on the show today. That's what we do now. We just give recommendations of places to go in LA. But let's talk about this serious tea we have to spill today. Of course, starting off with some embezzlement allegations against Erica Jane.
Embezzlement?
Yes, this is pretty serious if this is true. I know we reported that Erica was getting a divorce, but now some tea came out about crazy stuff. We'll tell you about it. Plus, Swifties are pointing out some possible Easter eggs in the recent Match ad that'll make you laugh. We'll tell you about that. Harry Styles is speaking out about racism and the music industry. Some very powerful stuff coming from Harry that we love to see. We'll tell you about that. Mariah Carey's latest venture, and this is gonna be a little tasty for you. And then Larsa Pippen is finding herself in some hot water. Those recent photos that we talked about with a new man, we didn't know who he was, but we know who he is. So we'll tell you about that. We're also talking about Cardi B's upcoming album and what she's a little shy to talk about. This is kind of interesting coming from Cardi. Then Blackpink's new live stream concert and the hefty buck you're going to have to pay to watch it. And then Britney Spears releasing new music in honor of her birthday, an unreleased track. This is really kind of cool. I know, Courtney, you have some mixed feelings on it, but we'll get to that in a second. And then the Kardashians are pranking their famous friends. Courtney, you saw that TikTok. It's hilarious. We'll talk about that. And then Kim is showing off a whole new look, and I love it. Finally, our OMT story of the day. We're talking about Miley Cyrus and recent revelations regarding her now ex-husband, Liam Hemsworth. You're going to want to hear what she had to say, so stick around for that later on in the show. Like I said, a very thick docket. Let's get right into it. Pour up that hot water, Courtney, and let's do this because we have so much tea to spill and some good stuff. Are we doing English breakfast?
Imagine if I just casually poured this hot water all over the work computer. I'm always like, look, just all over the computer. Lord, let me not do that, girl. You know I ain't got no coins or else I have my own, girl. So let me not Cheers.
Oh. All right. So if you're new here, we kick off the show with You Missed It, and these are all the stories you may have missed overnight. But don't worry, Courtney and I handle the trending tea for you. First up, Erika Jayne's divorce just got a whole lot messier. So, a month after she filed for divorce from her husband, Tom Girardi, both of them are being sued for allegedly using their split to embezzle money. People magazine is reporting that Tom used his law firm, which is currently representing the surviving family members of a Boeing plane that crashed in 2018, to siphon settlement funds into account for himself and Erika. So these are some pretty serious allegations going on. The documents obtained by the publication states this, quote, Tom has resorted to embezzling the proceeds of settlements that should have been directed to his clients, including, as the basis for this complaint, the widows and orphans who lost loved ones in the tragic crash of Lion Air Flight 610, in order to continue funding his and Erika's lavish Beverly Hills lifestyles. So the allegations continue to state that this is not the first time the couple has attempted to hide and divert assets. It continues to state that the entire divorce is a way for Erika and Tom to protect their money from those who would seek to collect on debts. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, what do you make of this recent news regarding the divorce, and do you think it could actually be true?
Alex, just so I can get some clarity, Kim Petras, on what you just told us. So basically, Erika and Tom, they owed money to victims or the families of victims in a plane crash, and then they moved that money before it could be taken. Question mark. That's what happened?
So Tom, I think, represented those like loved ones of the ones that were lost in this, and there was a settlement. There were money that these loved ones deserve. However, this allegation is claiming that Tom and Erika have now kind of diverted the assets, and that's the reason for the divorce, so they can kind of move it to a different bank account and kind of smooth it over so no one knows, is what they're saying.
Now, Alex, when we thought they were getting a divorce for real, I think y'all can call me out if I didn't say this. I might have thought it instead. I think I might have said that this is the something that would keep Erika on the show, because she was giving us a little bit of snooze fest last time, but Teddy caught that bullet, thankfully. This is the thing that's going to keep her on the show at least 2 more seasons, because we need to see this case all the way through. Is Erika going to jail? Will her and Tom really for real get a divorce? This is weird. I wasn't expecting this. Y'all know how I be expecting stuff. I wasn't expecting embezzlement from the Girardis, but I think that this makes for good TV, and I hope that if it was that bad, I hope it's not true, but I hope that it works out. That's kind of sad. Give those people that money.
It's very sad, and I hope it isn't true also. You know, I'm getting a lot of Teresa and Joe vibes from this, of course, you know, just comparing the 2 housewives, but I really hope it isn't true, because this is not something to take lightly. This is some serious stuff and could potentially, I don't know, I'm not an expert, but maybe there's potential jail time. I don't know what would come with this, but this is not good news. And
Erika and Tom can't go to jail, girl. They can't go.
Yeah, they
now,
cannot.
Tari and Joe, they could go. Right now, with all that's going on in the world, the pod is not where you want to be, respectfully. So, you know, do good.
In Teresa and Joe's defense, they did their time, they're out, and they paid their price. So they did what was right. So we got to show them a little respect.
Yes,
ma'am. I know that wasn't for that family either. But speaking of respect, Taylor may be dropping some new Easter eggs, shading Scooter Braun in the Match Made in Hell ad. So friend of Taylor Swift, Ryan Reynolds, dropped this ad for Match yesterday, tracking the love between Satan and 2020. While the ad shows of all of the different activities that the devil and 2020 get up to while courting, some sleuthy Swifties found what may be an Easter egg hidden in the video. So almost all of the way through the video, Satan and 2020 are taking a selfie in front of a dumpster fire, and the camera cuts to a wide shot that shows a discarded scooter in the background. There it is. Swifties everywhere immediately made the connection to Scooter Braun, of course, being thrown away in a back alley, especially after everything that he has done against Taylor this year. There's also a 6 on the wall. You can see behind it. Courtney, what do you think of this little theory going around? Do you think that it was intentional?
I think it was intentional, and I think that that was Taylor Allison Swift's way of letting Scooter know, count your days, because these re-recordings are coming. So if your wig is not glued all the way, if you have not tied down your scarf to keep your edges secure, you might want to do that, because Love Story was just the beginning. I love that Easter eggs are just a part of her brand now. I wasn't looking for any, to be honest. I was just excited about the commercial. But you know, the Swifties are on it. Taylor is always dropping little nuggets. So it was funny. It was cute. I like it. Bye, Scooter. Kick push.
Yeah, this is what Taylor does so well, if this is true, are these Easter eggs. It's kind of what makes her special and unique, because not every artist does things like this. But I was like you, I thought it was very straightforward. Ryan and Blake are her close friends. She puts the first kind of snippet in his ad, and this is just kind of like a cute thing. But Taylor does not play. And nope. When she wants to get something across, she does. And this is very believable that this was intentional. But also kind of funny that there's like an item or an object that describes his name. You know what I mean? Like Courtney, Alex, there's not something someone could put in a music video that could describe us. You know what I mean? Like,
but Scooter, we could just roll up to the razor store, girl, and grab us a little scooter, girl. Or I know down in Santa Monica, did y'all have the little motor scooters still, girl? The little bird scooters, girl. You can go around the block a couple times, girl. Because up in the valley, girl, we got the little scooters still. You take your little hand sanitizer wipe it and kick push. Goodbye.
T-Trap, did you see this in the ad? Nicole says she's good for some Easter eggs. I love it. Let's see who else. Let us know in the chat if you caught a glimpse of this. Wesley says, Taylor said, there's nothing I do better than revenge.
A hit. That's a hit.
A hit. A hit.
All right. Shout out to Taylor.
Speaking of hits, Mariah is not only dropping Christmas hits like she does every year, but she's really cementing her role as the queen of Christmas. At the beginning of the month, Mariah announced that she'll be teaming up with Virtual Dining Concepts to launch a new cookie brand deliverable straight to your doorstep, Courtney, so you do not have to step outside your house. Mariah's cookies, coming to delivery apps December 4th, will be available starting in 30 major cities across the U.S., including New York, Los Angeles, Chicago, Kansas City, and Seattle. More cities will be added through the month of December. So some of the flavors include chocolate chunk, lemon cooler, spiced oatmeal raisin, pumpkin, and gingerbread. Some good flavors, making me hungry. Courtney, do you want some of Mariah's cookies? That didn't come out right. But you know what I mean.
I do exactly what you did, girl. I want to say maybe. I am excited that celebrities are getting a little bit more creative with their opportunities, I guess, or their branding rather. Like you said, Mariah is the queen of Christmas, and it makes sense that she would sort of lean into that part of her brand and come out with cookies that we can, sit around the fireplace. Oh, I don't know, turn on that little Christmas special while her, Jennifer Hudson and Ariana sing us into the heavens. It is smart marketing and great planning. So she might get my coin, Alex. Let me not lie. I love a good oatmeal raisin, a little lemon cookie moment, and I haven't been able to see my Girl Scouts this year. So Mariah, you just might get my coin. You might.
Yeah.
She need to come out with Mariah Carey champagne and chocolates and have that be delivered to people's houses, because that's her thing, is champagne and chocolates.
I mean, this is so on brand, and I really love how celebrities have gotten so creative during the pandemic. We had, was it Tyga who was helping?
Tiger Bites.
gigabytes, and there's things that have been coming out. I love what they're doing to try and, bring a little happiness to people's homes. And I think this is so on brand. Even the packaging looks just like Mariah, and I think it'll do well. I think that, it adds this special kind of celebrity touch to a package of cookies,
I glanced over at the chat and thank the Lord. It's not Wednesday, but TGFW. Thank God for Wesley, because Wesley reminded me that Lady Gaga is coming out with Chromatica Oreos.
Ooh.
So the celebrities are not playing around at all. So, I mean, Lady Gaga, she chose, or rather, she partnered with our cookie. Like, Americans love Oreos. You can get it in a McFlurry right now if you'd wish. So very interesting that celebrities are being smart and teaming up like that.
Yeah, 100%. Shout out to Amanda. She says, I got my Mariah Xmas record for my record player. So cool, Amanda. You better be playing that. I mean, the entire month of December, if you're anything like me. Very, very exciting. McCole says, yes, come through with the lemon cookies. Tiny Media says, my good old sis playing about coins. Come on, Mariah. Valerie said, full of glitter and butterflies. And asking, will they taste just like her film? Like glitter?
Did you see Glitter, Alex? I have not seen her, and I always hear two things. I always hear it's the greatest movie of all time, or I hear it's not as sophisticated as they had expected. Have you seen her, and what do you feel about Glitter, the film?
The film itself wasn't the best, if I'm honest.
Okay.
However, I think I saw it in theaters, if I remember correctly. It was just cool that Mariah was in a movie, but you got to see it. I mean, it's one of the all-time. Like, you got to see Glitter.
Glitter or Crossroads? Which movie is the better celebrity film?
Crossroads. But Glitter is Mariah. And
I got to see Glitter.
Mariah.
All right. T-Tribe, you tell me, Glitter or Crossroads while we move on? Because I'm kind of curious. I got to see Glitter.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. All right. I just saw Wesley in the chat says Alex's Easter egg would be a golf ball. Courtney's would be a magnifying glass. Oh, there we go.
Bam!
So we have some explanations. Some objects. If you're ever making a music video and you want to put a little Easter egg in it for Courtney and I, you know what to do.
Yeah.
Okay. But let's move on to a little bit more difficult news, but powerful news. Harry Styles is opening up in a new interview about racism and the Black Lives Matter movement. So, talking to Variety on the cover of their latest issue, Harry spoke honestly and openly about the importance of Black people in the music industry and allowing Black people to lead the conversations about race. Harry said this, quote, talking about race can be really uncomfortable for everyone. I had a realization that my own comfort in the conversation has nothing to do with the problem. Like, that's not enough of a reason to not have a conversation. The singer went on to talk about the importance of Black culture in the music industry and the injustices that have persisted since the beginning. He went on to say this, quote, historically, I can't think of any industry that's benefited more off of Black culture than music. There are discussions that need to happen about this long history of not being paid fairly. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, what do you think of Harry Styles kind of opening up about this subject?
I'm glad that he did open up about the subject because it's very important, and Harry Styles is sort of like a megastar. So to sort of have that conversation, or rather have his contribution to the conversation, to have it is important to me. T-Tribe and Alex, and I'll answer as well. Do you all find that at times it can be difficult to discuss race? Because for me, it can be a little difficult because I think, and it could be something that's just in my head, I think that sometimes discussing race makes other people feel uncomfortable. But from my point of view, I just want people to understand. And when some people can be so committed to misunderstanding, it becomes frustrating, and then the aggression
Yeah.
happens where you just want to drive the point home. What do you think, Alex and T Tribe?
I think definitely. I think in conversations like this about very serious, important stuff that affect a lot of people are difficult to have. But that's the beauty of it. And what we've learned through this movement is that no matter if you're uncomfortable or not, the conversation needs to be had because we need to educate and we need to learn and we need to grow. And, I think many of us have grown tremendously through all of this. And so that's, like I said, the beauty of it. And when it comes to Harry speaking on this, like you said, he doesn't really talk about necessarily certain worldly kind of things like this and movements. We don't hear this from Harry generally. So I think that's even more important that he opened up about this and shed light on the Black Lives Matter movement, because I feel like not only his fans, but, in general, people will listen more because it's someone that you don't expect talking about it. And I think that can be powerful.
I agree. Just as a Black fan of Harry's, I'm proud and I'm glad that he said what he said. Because speaking for myself, I want to hear that from my white celebrities that I celebrate, spend my money on. I want to hear these things. So I feel like it
Right.
was, although it can be uncomfortable, it is necessary and crucial at this time. So good job, Harry Styles.
Yeah, and I also really love that he kind of spoke on, Black culture and the music industry, because I think that was a very, very important point from him as well. It affected his actual career and the industry he chose to kind of, do with his life. So I think it affects him personally and directly as well. And I love that he kind of brought that up too.
Yes, ma'am. We ate that, Alex. Left no crumbs on the plate.
Yeah. All right. Okay. Well, speaking of leaving crumbs, Marcia Pippen is leaving crumbs all over the media. We reported recently that Larsa had been spotted out with a new man at a mall in Miami. That mystery man turned out to be Minnesota Timberwolves NBA player Malik Beasley, or it's Malik. I'm not actually sure how he pronounces it. This came as quite a shock to everyone, including Malik's wife, Montana. Montana ended up posting to her Instagram story following the reveal saying, quote, "Wow, I don't even know this man. This is wild, y'all. I'm seeing it for the first time, just like y'all." This comes after Larsa had been spotted liking and commenting on his Instagram, with him doing the same on her. So they were like flirting digitally as well as in person. Larsa, in an attempt to get ahead of the social media backlash, posted her own cryptic message to her story. So Larsa wrote this, quote, "Don't always trust what you see on social media. Even salt looks like sugar." So Courtney and T-Tribe, who do you think is trustworthy in this situation?
Alex and T Tribe, I'm gonna ask y'all something and then I'm gonna give my response so I can give y'all some time to type. Alex and T Tribe, what y'all on do on blogs, Hollywood Life, The Blast, The Shade Room, what have you, and your partner is publicly photographed with a alleged Hollywood hoochie? What would you do? Also, Alex, this is a messy situation. It's already weird that Larsa is like dating people when at the time she was married. It is this part of her plan to be a Pippin in the way that the Kardashians are Kardashians? Do you feel like she's just trying to keep her name out there in any way possible by making a spectacle out of herself?
I think it seems like Larsa is obviously going through a lot, and she just seems, a little lost at this point and just craving some love and attention from anyone, kind of thing.
Mhm.
Not to discount that, this man isn't interested, but this man is technically married. So this is not the attention she should be seeking. Um, but it's all messy in general. And the most interesting thing to me is that he plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. Jordan is also dating Karl Anthony Towns, who also plays for the Minnesota Timberwolves. So, what is going on in Minnesota that we
And
need to
also,
know about?
Alex, just to put our blinker on and switch lanes, why is this man holding hands with Larsa Pippen? You're married. And
Yeah.
publicly, like how disrespectful to the wife. You know what I mean? Imagine Lil Montana opening up her Instagram and then her man is with Mrs. Pip, soon to be ex Mrs. Pip. Um, I'm in bed for the wife, for Miss Montana. Shout out to you, Miss Montana, if you're watching. Good morning. And that's embarrassing. I hope that Larsa finds the peace that she seeks.
She also has a child with him. So that's another thing that just proves further that this is bad news. Why is this going on? And Larsa should seek a date to the mall with someone else because this is not right.
And he need to get a divorce and take care of his baby. And now Montana gonna take all his little money when she divorced him now. Now look what you done did. Egg on your face, Malik. You know Montana gonna take that money. She gonna sign them papers, Alex. Get out of here. Go howl at the moon somewhere else on the basketball court. Bye. Watch and take her baby and run. That's what I would do. Go off, Montana. I support you, girl.
Right. Yeah, no. It's not good. But moving on to some Cardi B news. Cardi B is opening up about her new music and what to expect from her next album. So speaking of Billboard for their Women of the Year issue, first of all, before we get into that, did you see Cardi's photos from that? Because she was in like couture. These are
like
some of the
blue
most
and white.
They
like
were
flower
some of the
petal
most
kind of
amazing photos I have seen of Cardi. She looked amazing. You got to check them out if you haven't. But Cardi talked about her sophomore album and how she isn't going to have too many deep tracks on it because she gets uncomfortable rapping about her personal life. So she told Billboard this, quote, "When it comes to me writing or putting ideas of my personal life in the music, I get really shy. When I perform songs like Be Careful or Ring, I usually close my eyes because I get really shy about showing that lovey-dovey side. When it was time to get more creative with my love side or my R&B side, I was like, this makes me feel weird and uncomfortable. Even to my engineer, I start giggling. I'd be like, oh my God, I can't. This is so embarrassing." So she did admit there are a few more romantic songs to look for on the album. She even kind of teased that one of them is with another woman on the album. So we can only speculate who that will be. But no one should expect too many from her just yet. So what did you think of this revelation from Cardi about her new music and kind of being shy?
I mean, it makes sense, I guess. My question to the T Tribe is if you're a Cardi fan, what do you want to hear her rap about? Is the WAP kind of stuff? Do y'all want 13 tracks of WAP? Or do y'all want to hear sort of that more emotional stuff? I feel like when Cardi puts out the emotional stuff, like Be Careful, I feel like it doesn't really make a lot of noise. Not to the extent of like when Bodak Yellow came out, when WAP came out, it's not the same kind of interest. So maybe that's why she's putting more twerk jams, more cheek clappers, and the like. What do y'all want to hear from Cardi is the question.
Yeah, it's interesting because, we see Cardi as this extrovert who, doesn't care what anyone says and speaks how she feels and just kind of tells you how it is. So it's interesting that there is this kind of introverted, shy side of her. And I feel like, many powerful women in general think that when they show more of a vulnerable side to them, it comes off as like weak and she can't be this kind of like, powerful female rapper anymore. But like we've said many times before, showing that side sometimes makes you more powerful and cooler. And so surprise me, but also I can see the other side that it does kind of surprise me because she doesn't care what anyone says and can talk about her relationship and whatever she wants.
I want to say Amanda is saying how you shy when you're an ex-stripper, and Nicole is saying I'm surprised she's shy when she was showing her undercarriage on Instagram. And to that, I would say I know people that are very confident with singing, but you won't catch them dancing in a club because it makes them shy and awkward. So apply that to Cardi, and it still makes sense. Ta-da!
Yeah. But to your point,
you ain't gotta sing when you trip.
But to your point, Courtney, about what her fans want, Alexis is saying, excited about this new album. I want to dance. So maybe fans just want those kind of upbeat wops, Bodak Yellow, things that they can dance to and more than these kind of slower R&B songs. Give the people what they want.
Give them what they want so you can make it money.
Exactly. Okay, well, speaking of making money, Blackpink is coming to a streaming platform near you. Announced yesterday, the K-pop powerhouse revealed that they will be teaming up with YouTube Music to present their first ever live stream concert called The Show. Airing on December 26th at 9 p.m. Pacific Standard Time, the live stream will feature some of their hit songs and the new music from their most recent album. Blackpink released a statement about the concert saying this, quote, we wanted to end the year with something very special for our Blinks who have been waiting so patiently for us. We hope everyone can comfortably enjoy our first ever live stream concert, the show at home, and hopefully join in on some special perks we've prepared for those who join our channel. Overall, we're super excited to share this fun moment with our Blinks, and we can't wait till the show. So tickets to the show are available now, with a standard pass available for $30 and a plus package that includes more behind-the-scenes content available for $40. So, Courtney and T-Tribe, are you going to cough up the cash for this concert?
Alex, I won't be specific because we're at work and we're on a live show on the internet where everyone is going to hear us talk. But there are a lot of things that I could spend $40 on. And unfortunately, Lisa and the girls will not be getting my coins on this run. However, I am still very excited. I will still watch the clips online. And I still do support them as they are very talented. I just can't see myself spending $40 on an at-home experience unless it is a Taylor Swift something something, a Harry Styles something something, or a Nicki Minaj live stream baby shower. Like, I'm not paying $40. Like, girl, Mulan couldn't even get $30 out of me. Disney Plus. Now I know Miss Moo. Is Moo up there now? Y'all let me know. Is Moo up on Disney Plus now? Because I think it might be time for me to catch her now. Thanksgiving is over. I don't see it. Who are the artists that y'all are paying to watch at home? Because I'm not. It's not Blackpink for me. Are you paying for J-Lo?
No. Oh.
No.
Well, I'm not paying $30. Like, I'm gonna pay as much as the movie costs, like $4.99 or $5.99. That, I think that is the most I would pay for an event like this. I understand with concerts not happening and them trying to pivot kind of their business model into doing this. The problem is the internet. And we get so many things for free. There are free trials. There are ways to kind of get around everything and still not pay. And I think that's the problem, is that unless you're a diehard Blink, it feels hard to think about paying $30 to watch a virtual live stream when you can watch something for free. So that's the problem, you know?
Alex, I was thinking last night, do y'all feel like, and feel free to just be honest, when y'all watch TV now, do you catch yourself being like, oh my God, why would they do that? COVID. Do you catch yourself, like, if there's like a party scene or like a concert scene or like prom, like it could even be like an old show. I catch myself being like, oh my God, what are they doing? Like, why are they? I said, no, they hugging too close. Pandemic. And then I'm like, oh wait, no, this was like 2005. That's not gonna happen. That's not happening there. Weird.
Completely.
It's like a period piece.
Totally different view and perspective when you watch things. Even when I was watching like the Macy's Day Parade on Thanksgiving, they had like the cast of, I think it was Hamilton, and they were all kind of a little too close, and I was like, is this okay? Like, so definitely catch myself doing that often. But all in all, it also depends on my mood. I'm going to be honest with you, Courtney. Like, if I am really bored and maybe I didn't, I have a few extra bucks in my account that month, then maybe I'll pay a little extra. But I really have to have nothing else to watch to pay a hefty sum. When
yeah, I would have to prepare.
And all of that, it's hard to do an extra thing.
$40.
Yeah. It's a lot.
It's a lot of money.
All right. Well, this is some exciting news to some Britney Spears fans. She turned 39 yesterday, but we are the ones who got the gift because Britney's record label, RCA, released a never-before-heard song from her 2016 Glory era yesterday, Swimming in the Stars. Recorded during the sessions for Glory, the new song was written by Matthew Koma, Dan Book, and Alexi Misol. And while Brit is off in Hawaii with boyfriend Sam, it is kind of refreshing to hear some new music from the pop princess. What did you think of Britney's newly released song? Were you excited to get this? Did you feel weird with everything going on? Tell me, Courtney.
Honestly, Alex, I felt a little weird when I first heard the news. To be honest, I did listen to it before we went live as I sipped my cold brew, girl. And it was a cute tune. I understand why it didn't make the Glory album because Glory was it. If y'all ain't hear Glory yet, y'all need to play that one. Give that a spin. But it was cute. It wasn't bad. Yeah. But when I think of Britney and new music coming out right now in this moment, I get sad just because my weird mind is thinking, well, where's that money going to? Is this going towards Britney's dad and his drinking? Like, because she's not in control of her money because of the conservatorship. So, like, that's just me. I'm sure lots of Britney fans are just excited to get something and they're listening, and I am excited for you. It's just that's where my mind takes me. It's like, can we free Britney before we start dancing in the street?
Yeah, I completely hear what you're saying and agree to that. I think young Alex, like the nostalgic Alex, was like, oh, new Britney song. Like, this is exciting. And then I have to, like, remind myself and get kind of logical about what's actually going on. And then I go into that mode that you just spoke about. And I'm like, who's kind of getting this money? What's going on? Free Britney movement kind of takes over. So it's like this, like, happiness, and then I like come back down to reality. But all in all, the song was good. I liked the music. Matthew Koma, for those that don't know or care, a fun fact, he wrote like Clarity and Spectrum with Zed. He's married to Hilary Duff, big producer. So I really liked the song. But yeah, it does feel a little weird to hear new Britney music at this time.
Alex, you already know I'm over here like, can Matt get Hillary back in the studio? Once Hillary gets a little healthier, can she? Yeah. How about this? Hillary, if you're watching, how about this, Hillary? You don't even got to give us 12, right? Give us 3 songs to give us hope going into 2021. Bam!
Right.
Yes. Just 3.
Is your assignment, Matthew Koma, coming from Courtney Revolution. Courtney the Revolution. Okay.
Bam.
Well, speaking of assignments, it is time for our assignment to break down our Car Jenner tea time. So here you go, Courtney. I'm at the gate. Beep, beep. Let me in. Let's get into our favorite family.
If you guys are all set for all of the tea from behind the Car Jenner gates, be sure to turn your volumes down for Car Jenner tea time! Hello to everyone in my studio, which is no one, just myself.
Yes. Okay, so first up, we're talking about some TikTok news that me and my newly TikTok star, Courtney Revolution, will enjoy. Kim, Kylie, Chloe, Courtney, and Kendall, all the girls, teamed up for an epic prank on some of their celebrity friends. If you haven't seen this yet, T-Tribe, go check it out after the show. Posting to Kylie's TikTok account, the Kardashians posed in an intimidating way and then started FaceTiming some of their contacts. Take a look at some of the shenanigans. We'll give you a taste right now.
Is this real or is this a picture? What the fuck? Am I in trouble?
Me.
Hey, what the? Hey guys. This is what is happening.
So pretty funny. Listen, 6 women staring you right in the eye like that, not speaking a single word can be very intimidating. And then adding the Kardashians on top of that, pretty scary. So what do you think of this prank, Courtney and T-Tribe? Do you think it was funny? And what do you think of kind of like everyone having a similar response to it?
That's going to be the Kardashians calling me when we all become friends and they don't realize where I work, and then Stormy by mistake pulls up an episode of this show. That's how they're going to call me once they've watched any episode of this program. Oh my God, could you imagine? LOL. But I thought that was funny. I mean, they remind me of like the Volturi from like Twilight, like just like a gang of like vampires just ready to feast if you don't say the right thing. That's who they should be for Halloween next year, the Volturi. You're welcome for that, Chris. Very strange. I think that there was like the one guy that was like, what? That should have been Tristan's response. Am I in trouble?
First of all, I love that they called Tristan because Tristan was like, not this again. Like Tristan was like, uh-oh, this is my end right now. And then Justin's kind of made me laugh too because he's like, what is happening? I mean, it's funny that they called like the men in the beginning and they were all like, am I in trouble? And, you know, it was great. I loved it. I think it's funny. I also think that they're killing the TikTok game. T-Tribe, did you see the trend that's going around, like this or that? Kendall and Kylie did it as well. And they were very self-aware with their answers. And anytime we see the Kardashians kind of come back down to earth and be a little bit more relatable, we love them more. And I just love that.
I am going to say, Alex, and this is not me being messy all the way, but I did think it was a very interesting word choice in that TikTok where Kylie and Kendall had like, what was it? It was like rappers, athletes. Hoopers. And then like they went, hoopers. And I said, you know what? I ain't gonna go there, but I just thought it was a very interesting word choice, Kylie and Kendall. And y'all know what I mean, and I'll sip to that. Y'all take a sip of y'all drink too.
I also love the model with the supermodel and Instagram model. And Kylie was like running towards the supermodel because we know that like, you know, I loved it. I thought it was funny. It was cute to see the sisters like happy because, you know, some people still believe that they're like fighting. Like people that know that it's not a scripted reality show a lot of the times, even though that was a real fight, but they make up. Like that happened 6 months ago. So I'm sure people love to see that. All right, well, something else people love to see is this next news because Kim turned some heads after a recent Instagram post, which is not surprising. Sharing to her followers yesterday, Kim posted this photo series from her birthday collection photo shoot. The photos showed Kim draped in a makeshift dress of her own face, wrapping herself in, well, herself. So many fans gushed over the photos, but the face dress unsettled some other followers. One fan even responded to the pic saying, quote, who's going to buy that? So, Courtney and T-Tribe, what did you make of the Kim face dress? And would you ever wear your face on a dress or a shirt?
I'm not mad at the Kim dress. I feel like when you're a pop culture fixture, why wouldn't you be narcissistic enough to put your face on a dress? I didn't even think she looked bad, and I didn't mind the actual product as well. And trust, there are people that will buy a dress that has Kim Kardashian's face on it. Believe that. I don't know why people are so up in arms. It reminds me of like when people used to get like their faces on like pillowcases and comforters and stuff. So to me, it's more
Yeah.
nerdy than like anything, truthfully.
Um, First of all, I think this is one of the most iconic things Kim has ever done. I think this is so on brand, and you just have to laugh when you see it. But then you're also like, wait, Kim is like the only person that could actually do this and get away with it. You know what I mean? Like however you feel about the Kar Jenners, and we say this often, you gotta respect their brand. And I think this is amazing. I don't know if I'd feel comfortable putting my face on myself, but it was her birthday, so I'll defend that. But maybe I'll give you my face on a shirt if you want to rock that.
Okay. Girl, here it is, y'all. Are y'all ready? We need Alex's face on the shirt, and underneath it needs to say "Get this." And right on the very bottom of the shirt, Schiffman. Right underneath this part where the hem goes, Schiffman in gold, girl. Yes, I see it now, girl. Yes. Don't y'all see that? Y'all gonna buy that? Get this. Right underneath a real cute picture of Alex. Get this.
Let us know in the chat. Would you buy a shirt with Courtney and I's face on it? Need to know this answer. Help find out. All right. And while you're doing that, get to our OMT story of the day, because we have some new revelations from Miss Miley Cyrus. She's opening up about her feelings for Liam Hemsworth after their divorce. So speaking to Howard Stern on his Sirius XM radio show, Miley talked about how the 2018 Woolsey fire that destroyed their Malibu home really started their downward spiral. So Miley told Howard this, quote, "But when we lost our house in Malibu, which if you listen to my voice pre and post fire, they're very different. So that trauma really affected my voice. I just clung to what I had left of that house, which was me and him. And I really do and did love him very, very, very much and still do, always will." She said that she lost so many pictures, priceless items in the home, Polaroids from her grandparents of Elvis concerts, some of her original song notes and scripts. She continued by talking about how the relationship was the last thing that she kind of had to hold on to. Makes a lot of sense. Miley noted, however, that the kind of dependence came with a price, and being that emotionally wrapped up in one another was inevitably damaging, which is also very understandable. So Miley said this, quote, "There was too much conflict. When I come home, I want to be anchored by someone. I don't get off on drama or fighting." So despite it all, we do finally have some answers and some closure surrounding Miley and Liam. So Courtney and T-Tribe, what did you think of Miley's kind of revelations about this?
I'm sad for Miley because it makes me think if the fires didn't occur, would they still be together? However, it still sounds like even without the fire, it might have been an unhealthy situation. Alex, I definitely know some people that get off on the drama of it all just on a platonic level. Like they don't feel like you're bonding unless you're like disagreeing or like what have you. And it's just unhealthy.
Right.
So although I did not understand initially, girl, go ahead and watch those episodes when Miley and Liam first split. I understand now, and I'm glad to have a little bit more clarity so that I can support her. It was coming across, Alex, like they were like swinging and Liam had a drug problem and then they decided to leave.
Right.
That's kind of like the information that we were getting, that we had to look through. So Miley coming out and sort of giving a clear, concise explanation definitely helps.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree as well. I think that, during this time when life has slowed down, it gives each other and all of us a lot of time to reflect. And, Miley just opened up about relapsing. I think that this is a time where she probably has been reflecting a lot about her relationship with Liam and felt comfortable enough to kind of talk about that and give more insight into it and maybe kind of control that narrative more. Because like you said, we kind of had some bad feelings about what went on in that relationship. Also like lyrics from, was it Slide Away? When they were talking about kind of his drug addiction. Right. So we didn't necessarily have this information. And this makes more sense. You know, trauma can either bond two people or break them apart. And I think initially it bonded them. Like Miley said, she lost priceless items. And the only thing she had was Liam and the love that they shared. Liam also was the person to save her animals. She was away during that time. So I'm sure he had a lot of effect on her during this time. And then they rushed into marriage and decided, like, hey, I'm still dealing with this trauma. This isn't a healthy relationship. Maybe it's better off to kind of get through it ourselves alone. So this happens. But I am happy that we got a little bit more closure and learned more about what went wrong.
Yeah, it sounds like maybe Miley felt like she owed him because he was able to help when she was away. And imagine someone going through a fire and that person, your person at the time, saving what y'all perceive to be your most prized possessions, and then you come back and break up with them. You would look awful, both behind the scenes and in front. So maybe Miley just tried to, shove her feelings down and just get through it. But it all comes out in the end. So that's why they are both where they are today.
Right. Well, speaking of the end, we have come to the end of our show today. But don't worry, we'll be back tomorrow for Shambong Friday to have a little champagne and spill the celebrity tea, guys. If you're new here, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe to our channel so we can bring you the morning tea every single morning. Also, share your thoughts in the comments below. We'd love to read them if you're an after sipper. And Courtney, if they want more of you, where can they find you?
If you want more of me after the tea, you can follow me on social media, Instagram, Twitter. Now I got TikTok, apparently. And my podcast. And I also have an individual YouTube channel. Just take Courtney Revolution and type it up top, and then all of it comes up. Where can they find you, Shiftman?
You can find me on all social media platforms at Alex Schiffman, just like my name. And on that note, Courtney, let's wash this tea off our hands. Everyone stay safe, and we'll see you tomorrow.
Alrighty, we'll see you tomorrow, 8:30 a.m. Pacific Standard Time. And now it's time to wash your hands, Leo. You better wash your hands. It's man. You better wash your hands.